No, you don't have to. Today is a great day. And the reason why today is a good day is because today is November 3rd, 2020. It is election day here in the United States of America. I know every generation probably says this about their particular election, but it seems as if this election cycle has been one of the most contentious in a very long time in our country. Possibly the most contentious ever. And because of that, there's a lot of fear surrounding, a lot of anxiety that people have in terms of the candidate that they voted for. Are they going to be elected or re-elected? And that has created a lot of anxiety because it seems as if the sides, Democrat and Republican, are just so staunchly against each other. And I think that has clouded the reality and the joy it is that we have in our nation to participate in deciding who will run this great country that we live in. That's why it's a great day. There are not many countries in the world that get the privilege and the honor that we do here in America. And while, there might still be a lot of anxiety people are feeling today, this day is a great day. That right there, where that American flag is, that's where we're going. All I wanted to do was get just some decent drone footage of a massive American flag. My drone is acting weird, like limiting how high I could go and how far I could fly. This is weird. Something that's happening tonight only happens once every 4 years, and it's not the World Cup, as sad as that is.
Over on the Atlantic Ocean, small county.
Yeah, so they probably won't know tonight who wins, right? It is 10:04, which means it's past midnight Eastern time, and I don't know how many electoral Trump, but I'm gonna go to bed right now. Who knows when we'll find out who wins. Day 2 of the election. It's still undecided, and it probably won't be decided for a number of days, but it is insane how tight this presidential race is. So my wife, whenever she buys clothes, she usually doesn't take the tag off of them for like days, even weeks after purchasing the clothing and wearing it often, because she's trying to figure out if she really wants to keep it. So she's rubbing off on me in that way. But I really like these jeans. They're very nice. They're very nice jeans. It's beautiful today, November 4th, and it's like 70 degrees. It's awesome. very excited about this. I have to finish getting the new hooks in before youth group tonight. Hopefully I can get this done. So today is day 207, and we're starting the book of Jeremiah and looking at the first 3 chapters of the book of Jeremiah. I'm not going to do it in today's vlog, but maybe tomorrow's vlog. I'd like to walk you through the timeline of the life and the ministry of Jeremiah, because he plays a significant role in the Old Testament and in Israel's history. It's pretty sweet. Logos has this really cool timeline just for Jeremiah, and it's awesome. The drill battery is dying, so I gotta go charge it. Not a good time for battery to be dying. So I know I said I was going to show you the diagram on another day, but I think I'll just show it to you right now. Welcome to another edition of me showing you stuff on Logos, which is awesome, and I do have to give credit. This is on Logos Bible Software, the Faith Life Study Bible Infograph, and this on here, it does an entire timeline of the approximate life of Jeremiah, as you can see here, which is awesome. He is a prophet that plays a significant role in the history of Israel. So what we're going to do is kind of scroll in here and just show you a couple of these key dates in the life and ministry of Jeremiah. Here, it is estimated that he's born around 644. 640 is when Josiah becomes king. Then you see the different times in which he enacts his reform. And right after, it appears, the reform that Josiah starts, that's in the first active reform, not when he finds the book of the law, is right around the same time when Jeremiah begins his prophetic ministry. And it's assumed that the first 7 chapters of Jeremiah are really before Josiah's sons come into reign, or before at least the exile takes place. Then you see here, there's a lot going on here. We're not going to go over all this, but Jehoiakim becomes king in 609, and really, I think when we start getting into these reigns of the kings of Judah, what happens is you start to see more of Jeremiah's demise, if you will, of things that he says. Although the good chunk of the book of Jeremiah is a lot of really sad, awful things that are happening. And then you see here some key dates here. This is the siege of Jerusalem. This is when the Babylonians essentially take the people of Judah, the captives of Judah, slave to Babylon, and that's really a lot of what Jeremiah is going to be talking about here during this time. But we have to remember that Jeremiah, the majority of the book of Jeremiah that we're going to go through is primarily before, a little bit into the exilic period. But the majority of it is the kings that are after Josiah, which were all just bad kings. They didn't follow the Lord, and so that's why we see a lot of Jeremiah proclaiming these just prophetic words of destruction from the Lord upon the people of Judah. Just love that infograph. It's so cool. But as we look at these first 3 chapters in Jeremiah, there's some important things I think to note through them. And the first is we see God's anointing of Jeremiah, that in the first chapter he makes it very clear that he has set Jeremiah aside for a specific purpose. But as I was reading, and we find this really in chapter 2, the wording is very interesting here, but essentially what God is saying is to his people, what is it that I've done to you to cause you to go after other gods? When someone does something really nice for you, the appropriate response is to at least be thankful. But you might even go a step further and be like, well, you've done so many wonderful things, or you've done this one wonderful thing for me. What can I do for you now? We feel this appreciation. And when God asks this question, like, why would you go after other gods when I have done so many wonderful things for you? And he actually recaps the journey through Egypt in the wilderness and how he delivered them. He's bewildered by this, and we are bewildered by it too, but yet we fall into the same category often, in the sense that we live lives where that same question would be asked of us. How or why would we follow other gods when the one true God of the universe has done so many wonderful things for us, namely given us salvation through Christ? And I think for today, if there's any way I can just encourage you with today's reading, is just take some time to reflect and to remember all that God has done in your life. And if it's hard to remember certain things that God has done in your life, just remember the fact that God has given you salvation today. And as you remember that fact, let that stir your affections afresh for Jesus and draw you, motivate you, encourage you to live a life fully devoted, fully committed to God, forsaking all other gods and committing to Yahweh, the one true living God. We still do not have a result yet for who has won this presidential election, and it is still very, very tight.